today we are going over new pans in my collection. These are like old pans because, well, they feel old because I haven't filmed one of these in a long time, so I don't even know what update number we are on, but we have a lot to talk about. This is everything that I've hit pan on since my last update of this, sometime back in the spring, I believe. And then there's a few things that I left on the list to talk about next time, just because they haven't been updated either in their project or, yeah, basically they haven't been updated yet in their project, which they will be soon, but I'm going to save them for the next update because we already have a lot here to talk about anyway. So let's get into it. So this is everything that I have hit pan on since last update. And actually it's all eyeshadows this time. I'm not going to go in any specific order just because there's a lot of single eyeshadows and then they're just all kind of in a magnetic palette. So instead of jumping around, I'm just going to go through everything however I grab it. So first is Smashbox Shape Matters Eyes. This is the shade Vanilla. This was in, actually not everything in here was in a project pan either. So some of it was, some of it wasn't. This is the shade Vanilla and we hit pan on this in Pan in Every Palette. And yeah, we have a nice shiny pan in there. And eventually I'm going to come back around to this one and finish it off. But I think my goal, I have one, let's see, I have this matte cream eyeshadow I'm currently working on to try to completely finish. But once I go back, or once I finish that one, I've been really liking just focusing in on a matte cream that's in one of the palettes that I have in another project. And I've been liking that. I've been liking playing around with all my palettes that I have out. So my Pamela's eyeshadows and everything is gonna kind of slow down a little bit. Instead of rolling out 4 things in a month, like I usually typically like to do, I've been liking playing with things. So anyway, enough rambling. I hit pan on this eyeshadow. Very rambly today because I had a lot of coffee. Okay, and my first little magnetic palette here, we have a few things to talk about. First, this was in my Pan Those eyeshadows. This is a silver from the Ulta holiday set that I've been working on for forever. I got this way back in high school, before I was really even into makeup, or I was just getting into makeup. But anyway, we have some nice pan in there, a nice little double pan action in that guy. And then I just had these sitting in here, but I actually have 2 completely used up shades. So I hit pan on these a long time ago and then I just kept going and I completely finished them off. So this is, I mean, they're just empty pans, but they were both like a lighter crease color and they were from the LA Colors eyeshadow palette in Tea Time. I depotted that palette a while ago. There's 5 shades in it and I completely finished these 2. Let me pull out the palette. Let's see, this palette's in my drawer right now and it's just a bunch of random eyeshadows that I want to either hit pan on or use up, but I haven't really been using this lately. But 1, 2, 3. Those are the other 3 shades from that palette. Yeah, so I have them out. I haven't really been working on them, but if I could finish a whole palette, that would be pretty cool. And yeah, so we have 2 completely empty eyeshadows. Okay, let's do my 2 other pre-made palettes before all the other singles. First, we have BH Cosmetics Desert Oasis. This was in Pan in Every Palette, and I hit pan on Mineral, which was my focus shade for that palette. And I also hit pan on Sand when I had this out and working on it. This kind of is the palette that inspired me to kind of just want to play with my palettes instead of focusing in on just one shade, which I've been doing for like the past couple years. I want to just play with the whole palette if I have it out for a project. So 2 pans in this palette. Yay. This palette's so pretty. So shimmery. And then we have from Smashbox, this is the Drawn In and Decked Out palette. And this one was in, again, my pan in every palette, I believe. And we hit pan on the shade Champagne right here. And this is like the deepest pans ever. Since they're very wide, I thought they were gonna be really shallow, but oh my gosh, they're so deep. I don't know if you can really even tell. Maybe right there. It's deep. It's like almost, I wouldn't say a centimeter, but it's like almost a centimeter deep, which is kind of crazy for how wide these are too. And then I was playing around with the whole palette. I started using this matte cream too for a while, but did not hit pan on that one. But we have a nice shiny pan in this palette. Get into all my singles. This is kind of messy because these break really easy from the BH Cosmetics palette, but we're gonna just kind of go through them. I will pull them out carefully. So we have a mix of things in here. First, we have Face Candy Flashback from the Disco Fever palette. This is what this looks like. Nice shiny pan. It's just a matte cream. This one I'll come back around to at some point to try to finish. This palette will just go back in my desk and I'll try to probably finish off some of these. But yeah, this one I do want to finish. I don't remember if that color was in my Pan Those eyeshadows or if just a color from that palette was in the Pan Those eyeshadows. I don't remember, but I did hit pan on that guy. And then, let's see, we have a few BH Cosmetics ones from the Neutral Eyes palette. This one is shade number 25. Again, I'm trying to not shatter them because sometimes when you just tip them, they shatter. These are very delicate, which is why it's so easy to hit pan on them. But this one is just kind of like a yellow gold shimmer. A white yellow gold, I guess. This one is number 3 from that same palette. I guess it doesn't really matter what number, but this is just a matte brown. This is a really pretty transition color or crease color. And I hit pan on that one, obviously, and you can see the rings, like this one could expand relatively quickly. All right, this one is number 12. I'm not gonna swatch them because they're so delicate. If I touch them, they kind of fall apart, which is why I want to just use them up because they're getting old. They make mess every time you use them. But here's what this one looks like. I believe I used this one on the inner corner and the lid. Ooh. All right, here's one that shattered when I was using it. So I'm barely gonna tip it. This is what this one looks like. I counted it as pan because I hit pan and then it shattered. So I lost a lot of product on this one, but it's okay because I just want to use these up. And this one is just like a dark shimmery brown. Here's another crease color. This one's a little bit warmer than the last one, but I was just kind of rotating through these. I'll probably start doing that again because I don't have any current crease colors I'm working on besides one that's really cool toned. So if I want something not cool toned, I think I'm gonna pull out another one of these BH. And then this is the last BH shade. This one cracked like crazy. I'm just gonna finish this off. I kind of think I'm gonna repress this into a different pan because the second I stick a brush in here, it's gonna just shatter even more. I lost all of this product basically, but I'm counting it as pan. I mean, there's pan there. I'm gonna count it as pan just because it's basically almost done, and then in my spreadsheet, it's already highlighted, so I can go there and delete it really quickly once I finish it. So that's kind of why I'm just counting it as pan, which technically there is pan. But I'm gonna try to finish this one off. I think I'm gonna repress this today, actually, now that I'm seeing it again, because I kind of forgot about this. I had it sitting in a box off to the side for a while. I'm gonna repress this into, and maybe I'll mix something with it. And finish that guy off here soon. And then I have 2 Morphe shades that I hit pan on. These are from the 35T palette, which I'm also kind of trying to rotate through and hit pan on, but these ones are not as fragile as those other ones. This is shade number 8 from that palette, and we hit some pan, just like a baby pan, but there's a very good dip in here. Like, I've used this a lot. I think this was in a pan those eyeshadows too, which is why I already had a big dip in here, but I focused on it for a little while and was able to hit pan. And then same thing with this next one. This is from the same palette. This is number 13, and here's what it's looking like. So there was like big cracks and chunks like on the sides, so I just continued focusing on the side, and I used up a good bit of it until it looked like it would be a pan, because that entire side was cracked. So I just kept using it. I mean, I stick my brush in here once and it showed pan, but I wasn't gonna call that pan until there was like a decent size. So that's what that one looks like. And I think that's everything. That's everything I have pan on for right now. I'm gonna try to keep these more updated more often. So I already have, let's see, 4 more pans that we could talk about, but I'll talk about those next month because I don't want to spoil them for the projects that they're in. You guys probably already know what they are, or have a good idea of what they are, but I do have a few eyeshadows that I think I am close to hitting pan on too, so I think we can have another update here relatively soon, probably next month. So I hope you guys like this series, and definitely be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye guys.